What is happening, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Foodies and Friends on Fox 26 and Fox Local. Y'all just got to buckle up. That is all I'm going to say right now. I think you know where I am from this mural. We're actually in one of the restaurants that truly has helped to put Houston on the international culinary map. We're at Christie's, y'all, and there is not a restaurant older than this in Houston. This is the oldest restaurant in Houston. It's the oldest seafood restaurant in Houston, and we're at 3 generations and counting, y'all. Maria Christie, Terry Christie, welcome, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Here. This is such a historic visit for anybody coming in. Y'all have had so many presidents here. I mean, I think I've seen 17 administrations.
Right.
17 administrations, and y'all are still here. You must
right.
be doing something right.
Yeah, Woodrow Wilson was the first president when Christie started. We've seen a lot.
Lots of history.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, you probably see generations of people
Absolutely
coming in maybe strollers even, or oh my goodness, this is incredible. Now we're here on Westheimer, and we've got some incredible old menus to show you. These are the original menus from, probably 60s or 50s.
These are menus that customers have brought us.
From over the years, because they've saved them. Yeah, that must be special when you get a diner walking through the door and say, hey, I was here with my grandma in 1939, and here we go. So we're going to get to the food because, the food is the star of the show. But I want to just talk a little bit family legacy, the importance of operating a restaurant in a family, right? Like you guys are 3 generations. The importance of serving the community.
Well, yeah. Well, my brother and I, and we have other siblings, they're not here, but we all run this restaurant together. And it truly is a labor of love. And our dad taught us to make sure that we keep that quality. And really a big part of our success is our employees, because if we didn't have great employees, we wouldn't be able to succeed. And together with the quality of our seafood, that we only buy limited quantities so that we have always the freshest seafood, I think is what has really kept Christie's going.
That's a great point, because they know what to expect when they're coming here, right?
And that
Terry?
translates into the guest experience, most definitely.
And that's something that you guys have only 100 years of experience. All right, let's go on over to the foodie cam, because we've got some incredible dishes to show you guys here at Christie's. Oh my goodness. What are we looking at here, Maria? You want to
that's our Gulf Coast crab cakes made with wild caught Texas crab meat. And we make those in-house daily. When we run out, we run out. And it's served with our house-made wine garlic butter. And they do not have a lot of filler. It is fresh seasonings, fresh herbs, fresh crab meat, and truly melt in your mouth.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You got to have a good crab cake.
Yeah.
What would you say, when you get diners coming to Christie's for the first time, what does the menu look like in relation to what it used to look like?
Good question.
Well, it's evolved. I mean, there's some items that have come even closer, to our neighbors from the east.
And we also, there it is. Yeah.
This is good. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because I remember in the 80s when blackened Creole, blackened redfish was coming into play. My dad was right on top of that trend. And he was like, oh, we need to do blackened redfish. So our original menu, we do have original menu items, but we have incorporated other cuisines like some Cajun cuisine. And of course, we're Greek. So you'll see some Greek items on the menu that touches on our Greek background, and Greeks and seafood go well together. So there you go.
A touch of Louisiana.
A little bit of Louisiana spice in there. So your dad was working here too. Yep. And he was Greek.
Yep. Both of my parents are from Greece.
Okay.
And my dad came to this country looking for a better life as an immigrant. He met Mr. Christie. And then that was in 1965. And then Mr. Christie offered the restaurant to our father.
So let me understand this right. Your father's last name was not Christie.
Nope.
But Maria and Terry, your last name is Christie. Can somebody please explain this to me? Okay.
It's a great story.
Quite a long process.
I'm fascinated. Please tell me.
So Mr. Christie, his last name was not Christie either because he was Greek. His last name was Christofides. And when he came to America, he Americanized it, made it Christie. So when my dad met Mr. Christie and he had worked for him, and Mr. Christie said, would you like to buy the restaurants? He said, yes, of course. He said, on one condition, I want you to change the last name so the name lives on. So of course, that's the American dream. My dad did the American dream. And he said, of course, I'll change my last name. So changed his last name to Christie. Then he married my mom. And then the 5 of us were born. So we became Christie.
Oh my goodness. He branded his family name basically. And he made a deal. In a Texas handshake deal, you know. That's probably what it was. I have to say that is probably the first time I've ever heard of a last name being a negotiating point in a deal.
Well, you know, I think Mr. Christie was really smart, and he didn't want my dad to have any problems. He knew Christie was such a successful restaurant, and he didn't want my dad to start off on the wrong foot. So he had him change his last name, like, because my dad was young too when my dad took over. So he would call my dad his son. So
pretty ingenious way to keep the name and the brand and the goodwill preserved. You see, they knew what they were doing back then. All right, let's go on back to the Foodie Cam here at Christie's on Westheimer. They're 100 years old, y'all. If you haven't been here, it's probably time to come and visit them. All right, Terry, what are we looking at here?
We've got our famous Gulf Coast shrimp. They're hand battered in-house with our house-made onion rings. And you can't forget the sauces. I tell people, well, if you got the French fries, you need the ketchup. Well, if you have the fried shrimp, you need the remoulade sauce. It's the garlic-based remoulade sauce there. And we also have our house-made cocktail sauce and, of course, our house-made tartar sauce.
And we make our own mayonnaise.
So these are scratch made.
You know, I've heard it's not that hard to make your own mayonnaise.
Well, it's just an old school way. A lot of our recipes are very old school, and we keep those recipes exactly as they were.
Now, were your parents both here inside the restaurant working?
Yes. Yes.
Did they have a hospitality or culinary background, or were they new?
They were Greek.
Okay.
And Greeks are very hospitable.
Okay. So by their nature. What about any culinary background? Or?
Well, not professionally. But my dad and his dad were very well known in their area of Greece as some of the best cooks. So it really worked out that my dad ended up in a restaurant.
Yeah. Well, and you don't have to have professional training to be. I mean, I have, even here in Houston, we have some of the best trained chefs in the world, but guess what? Down the street around the corner, they haven't been to school, and they're some of the best in the world too. You know, that's these are some pretty impressive onion rings.
Yeah, that's what everybody tells us.
These are huge. Terry, what's been one of the fun parts about working with your family here at Christie's? And have you been doing it your whole life?
Essentially my whole life. I mean, since we were kids. I mean, we grew up in the restaurant. We lived the restaurant. We ate at the restaurant after school. So
did your homework probably.
We did our homework, or we didn't do our
homework.
We didn't. But living in a family business, it kind of created this bond or this culture, like within your family, and then your new family, your second home at work with the staff, like Maria mentioned earlier. It's how to, work together and put things together just for that guest experience. Yeah,
it's almost like an all hands on deck, but it also, it explains why the restaurant and hospitality community is so giving, because you're by nature.
You're passionate about what you do, and by nature, it all comes together and it helps produce a great product that our guests compliment us on, but we hope to continue that every day. It's just hard work to do that every day. So we try to be consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, diners are noticing because they keep coming out and supporting y'all, hopefully for another 100 years. All right, let's go back to the Foodie Cam. We have a lot more dishes to show y'all here at Christie's on Westheimer. Oh, baby. Maria's going for that one. All right, what are we doing here?
So this is the famous fish sandwich. This is what started it all. And today, like I mentioned, we make it with snapper, because at the time in 1917 Gulf trout was abundant in the waters off of Galveston, but that is no longer true. So we switched to snapper. So now the menu says famous fish sandwich, but you can see it's a good 7 to 9 ounce piece of fresh snapper on a toasted po' boy bread bun with lettuce and tomato. And fun fact, the original sandwich didn't have lettuce and tomato, but at some point in the 90s, there were so many requests. We were like, fine, we'll just put it on there. So we added lettuce and tomato, but the original sandwich just had bread and fish.
I love that. Now, one of the things I want to ask you guys about is being a mostly seafood restaurant. our seafood supply has gone through
Right, a lot of
some
changes.
that maybe
Mhm.
you're, oh, this is huge.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you
Mhm.
guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt myself.
Mhm.
That is a massive, y'all better come here hungry.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a second meal right there.
That's right.
But this is kind of the root of what you guys are
Mhm.
serving is seafood.
Mhm.
Some extra challenges
Oh, yeah.
in the seafood market
can
and just
ask-
understanding that your
Mhm.
parents and their
Mhm.
parents and Mr. Christie, the
Yeah.
original, probably didn't have to handle. So how do you
Mhm.
guys navigate that?
Well, I think just with everyone in general, like in restaurants, their menu evolves, but also for us, because it's seafood, the supplies can only evolve so much. It's what Mother Nature brings us. So if Nature doesn't have that certain item, in season, we won't be able to offer that. So we're able to pivot and bring other items that are available during that season, but not just seafood. We also have steaks. We also have pasta dishes. So that helps.
Mhm.
The funny thing, a lot of people, they'll come here and eat and they'll say, oh, I like to have my seafood, but my friend likes our pasta dish or a steak.
Yeah,
And
so
you're like,
true.
no problem. We
Mhm.
can accommodate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys do also utilize a lot of that Texas shrimp.
Oh yeah,
right?
wild caught Texas.
Yeah.
That's our signature. We've never strayed. We've only used wild caught Texas shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what makes the difference, because people tell us all the time our shrimp taste so good. They taste so good. And yes, it's our breading and it's the way we prepare them, but it's that flavor of that wild caught
Mhm.
Texas shrimp. I
Well,
mean,
fresh.
The essence.
yeah, I
Right?
mean, there's no other shrimp like that in the world.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
awesome. And we're right here too.
Yep.
We can
Yeah.
get our Texas shrimp. It's
I always-
water just
yeah.
45 minutes away.
I just tell the guests, it's good that you came here because our backyard has plenty of Gulf shrimp right here. We'll bring it to your table for you.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
So-
Yeah, it's good. It's good to know where our food
Yeah.
comes from. We
Mhm.
like to know.
Mhm.
All right, let's go back on over to the foodie cam here at Christie's. Oh, it's a good thing this restaurant. We're here
Terry can tell you about
off
this.
hours because I am singing already. All right, Terry, you're up.
Here we have a fillet of Texas redfish. It's grilled with fresh olive oil and lemon and a touch of oregano. And again, it's just another seafood or fish signature dish that we offer here. And a lot of our guests really enjoy it, and they complement it with some fried shrimp with it. So,
Yeah, I love that.
Mhm.
Simple,
That's
classic,
Mhm.
consistent,
Mhm.
right?
What's interesting is sometimes we have regular customers, they have only eaten the Greek style fish.
Mm.
They've never eaten a shrimp. And then some customers have never eaten the Greek style snapper. So we really get the people
Mhm.
that want fresh fish, fresh vegetables,
Mhm.
that part. And then we have the other side too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Oh, this is
Mhm.
beautiful. Ooh, and
Oh,
green beans.
those green beans are Greek style. They're with tomato,
Beautiful.
garlic, carrot.
All right, I'm gonna have a bite of this, but I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to ask you. I saw a lot of, on the walls,
Mhm.
a lot of famous folks
Yeah.
have come in here.
It's fun.
What's a fun memory that you can share
Oh yeah.
on the air?
Oh.
What's a fun memory that you've had recently of a big star or
Mhm.
somebody of importance coming in?
Well, in the past, of course, we had President Bush with his lovely First Lady Barbara Bush come in, and God bless him when he would come in. And I know he had gone through some health complications. Even through that, he would come through the doors, and his team would come in with the wheelchair, and he would just have the brightest smile on his face to greet you, even if he met you once
Mhm.
or he's seen you 100 times. And he just, he was just glowing. And so, some of our staff, noticed that, and that was kind of a signature of what we work on here is, we're passionate about what we do. And when we see this, we have a certain level of gratitude when we serve different guests, especially the president.
It's gotta be a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like, what do they call you? Did they
Yeah,
let
they
you
would call
know?
it- oh, yeah.
I know President Bush was also and Barbara, they were also big Brennan's
Mhm.
Okay. Mhm.
restaurant goers as
Yeah.
well. And I remember that. And so, and it was always a thing, like with Secret Service, like, do
Yeah.
they call
Oh,
you?
yeah,
And
it's
did they just say
something-
like, shut everything down right now, make everything dark? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
mean, the
not how it
Secret
went.
Service was meticulous on what they did, which we all know why they're there. And it was just very interesting to see, like, behind the scenes, how they were preparing for the visit,
Mhm.
how they were during the visit, how they were after the visit. That part of it was just as interesting as serving the actual president or
Yeah.
first lady.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's got to feel
Mhm.
really good, obviously, because, George Bush, beloved individual, served a lot of people, helped a lot of
Mhm.
people. He also liked his good Texas food too. He
Mhm.
knew where to go. He went to the same
And he was
place.
brought here by way of Secretary of State James Baker. So Secretary of State James Baker, regular
Mhm.
customer. And then he says one day, Maria, I want to bring my friend. And I was like, okay, bring all your friends.
So this is
Fine
James
with us.
Baker's telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told, I want to bring my friend. And we're like, okay. And then that's what started the ball
And that was
rolling.
George Bush.
Yeah, that was George Bush.
That was the friend.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
then from then on, they just like to hang out in the bar. We have a table set up in the bar. That's the George Bush table and Secretary Baker table. And this was like their hangout. They just wanted to come. It was semi-private,
Yeah.
enjoy oysters, enjoy other things. And yeah.
They knew they could just be them. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah.
The memories,
Mhm.
if these walls could talk,
Mhm.
my Lord. All right, let's go back to the foodie cam here at Christie's. So much incredible history, family legacy. We are on over 100 years. What are we looking at, Terry?
We have the shrimp Santorini dish that's sauteed Gulf Coast shrimp, but with a twist of Greek, a touch of ouzo, and a marinara sauce, which is a herb marinara sauce with a side of white rice. And that was a popular favorite. It's a little bit different off the menu, but it's if you like a little touch of grease a little bit, I would suggest this entree for you.
And
Yep.
this is something you would find typical in Greece.
Mhm.
And the unique Greek touch to it is the feta cheese on top. It's really tangy and delicious.
Now tell me about Greek feta cheese.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
so good. So when you buy feta cheese, it should say Greek because
Okay.
there's feta cheese made in other countries too, but
Oh.
we like the Greek feta.
And what separates the Greek
Well,
from
It's just first of all, I think it's a designated product of Greece or something. I'm not sure
Sure.
what the classification is, but it's creamier, it's tangier. You can definitely tell a difference when you eat Greek feta.
Yeah.
It has a more of a briny profile to it
Mm-hmm.
versus, let's say, a Bulgarian cheese might be a little bit sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
So
Love finding out about all this. Foodie cam time. Here we go. All right. Getting ready for the serious stuff.
So this is a dish we named after our father. Our father loved to eat ribeye steak. I know we had a seafood restaurant. He loved his whole flounder. He loved a ribeye. And the joke in our family was Dad could demolish a ribeye in like 8 bites. He loved it. He was such a carnivore. And this is a dish that he would usually make. And it's a ribeye with Mediterranean herbs, our special wine, garlic butter. And we paired it with grilled shrimp, grilled onion. And it has a unique Greek flavor to it. So it's on the menu. It's called a brizola, which is how you say steak in Greek. And then, we have the au gratin potatoes there. They're creamy, cheesy potatoes. I mean, homemade every day. We make our own cream sauce. It's just fantastic. Melt in your mouth.
Oh, I know. I could smell it when they were bringing it over. That's certainly the dish that I would go to immediately. Now I see there's a little bit of a party set up, and so we should talk about the fact that you guys have availability for groups and parties, because that's a pretty big room over there. It's pretty fancy looking.
Oh yes, we have a private banquet room. It's off to the side.
Yep.
And it's for guests or parties 25 or more. And we have social gatherings, group functions. We have birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, showers, corporate events. We have all of that. So it's a perfect size venue. It's one room. It's completely separate. And we think that more people should know about it because they're looking for a banquet room. They're looking for that full service.
Oh my gosh.
You like
Oh,
this?
just let me leave the building right now. Oh my gosh, with this in my purse. Oh my goodness. This has to be one of your all-time. I mean, has it been on the menu a long time?
It's been on the menu a long time. And
quite some time.
Quite some time.
Yeah.
Did I just pick one of the OG dishes where I'm shockingly surprised that it's good after 100 years of, oh my goodness. Now, were there any menu items that came off the menu?
We'll talk about that.
I think we just touched the sore spot. No, sour, sweet. Anything that came off the menu that just broke your heart, and you were like, oh, I just can't believe this is coming off the menu.
I wouldn't say broke our heart, but what's interesting is when you look at our old menus, because think about it. In Houston, there weren't that many restaurants. So they had to cater to they needed a wide menu for everybody. So if you look at our old menus, you'll see enchiladas, you'll see shrimp curry, you'll see a goose liver sandwich. You'll see all these like sandwiches. They had a KC ham steak. They had all these different things. So
that's not making it on the menu here in Houston right now.
I think one of the menu items that was maybe from the 80s, I don't know if you'll remember, is the grilled frog legs.
Oh yeah, the frog legs.
So our heart didn't sink too much on that.
I say you bring it back, that's a whole new trend now. All these legacy restaurants are bringing back their 1930s
just for the
dishes.
weekend or for one day.
Just for the day. You don't want to frighten your customers.
Is.
Goodness gracious. All right, back to the foodie cam. We've got a few more dishes to show you guys here at Christie's. Oh my goodness. What is this?
This is one of President Bush's favorites. This is called the oyster stew. Again, Gulf Coast oysters. It's coming in with, it's sauteed with heavy creams and more butter and more spices, and it's complemented with our house garlic bread.
And this is the first thing that President Bush asked for when he came that day. And we were like, oh, we don't have that on the menu, but we're going to make it for you right now. And ever since then, we've had it on the menu, and it's made the traditional way with real heavy cream. Oh my goodness.
Yes. So that was his request.
Oh, yeah.
And he knew how he wanted it made.
Yep.
And you made it.
We did.
And it's never come off the menu.
Nope.
I think
turned out to be his favorite.
Yeah. So that was like his favorite version of that soup.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why he would come here. And so you haven't changed it.
No, we haven't changed it.
The exact kind that President Bush would have. Oh my gosh. I love hearing about all of these, like, not just him in particular, but everybody. I love hearing about all these old, souls that have contributed incredible things to the world. And this was their favorites. All right, let's go back on over to the foodie cam while I taste this incredible piece of history. Oh my goodness.
It's very rich.
This might be my favorite now. Oh my gosh. What do we have on the foodie cam? Here we go.
That's our Greek salad with wild caught Texas shrimp. And of course, it's a Greek salad made by real Greeks, made by us. And it has that Greek feta we were talking about, Greek Kalamata olives, wild caught Texas shrimp, tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, pepperoncini peppers. So you want something light and healthy and delicious? We got you.
I love that. And that is hefty. That is a very, very hefty salad. I like how you've got all the toppings. You guys what are your hours?
So we're closed on Mondays. And always check the website. We do close early on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then Thursdays till 8:30, and then Friday and Saturday till 9 o'clock. So always call ahead. And as long as you're here, at least 15 minutes before closing, we would love to have you.
And I think you mentioned too, you have a new happy hour menu coming.
We're working on it. We're working on it. So stay tuned for that. I'll send out an email.
Breaking news. Yeah. No, I mean, that's, happy hour is a big deal. It's a nice time. And I think it's a good chance too for people to come and try a restaurant they haven't been to before. Get a little bit of a price reduction. Yeah. All right. We got one or two more items for you guys on the foodie cam. Let's see. What are we looking at, Terry?
We have the char grilled oysters, and those are sauteed with the chipotle butter topped with Parmesan cheese. Char grilled oysters, but from where did we say? From our own backyard. Gulf Coast oysters.
And that's kind of a new item. We started doing that about 3 years ago or so. Just there were so many requests for char grilled oysters. We're like, well, we can do this.
Popular item.
Yeah, and it's really popular.
What is your holiday dining schedule? Is this a Christmas restaurant, Thanksgiving restaurant, Mother's Day, Father's Day? How do y'all approach
So Mother's Day and Valentine's Day are two of our biggest days of the year. Christmas Eve is really big for us, but we're closed on Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Day. But Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's, we are here. And Easter, that was pretty big.
That's a big one. Yeah. Everything else. Yeah. One more dish. Let's go back over to the foodie cam. We've got one more. The last dish. What are we looking at?
Wild caught Texas oysters and wild caught Texas shrimp.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite appetizers. It's a light bite, but it's just so delicious with a glass of Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just nice, fresh oysters.
Now, for folks who want to follow you guys on social media, how can they find you?
We're on Instagram at Christie Seafood and on Facebook, Christie Seafood and Steaks.
Excellent. All right, you guys. Well, I'm so impressed. I know you were friends with my mom for a
Yes.
long
Oh, yes,
time.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Your
you
lovely
guys
mother,
so much
Miss
for your
Cleverly.
support.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that. And it's so special when I get to meet people that she knew
Mhm.
and supported also.
Oh,
So thank you for
definitely.
being
Mhm.
friends with her. And I'm coming back. I'm coming back as a
Okay,
human.
good.
Thank
Coming
you.
back as a human. next big brunch, next
Yeah.
big dinner. I'm coming here, and y'all should too. Keep an eye on their website for their new happy hour menu. See you guys next time.